This is section 1.7, part 2, where we're going to look at solving an absolute value equation. So if you remember in the previous video, I mentioned, I didn't show you, but I mentioned that inside your absolute value bars you can also have an expression that includes a variable. Before we just looked at just one variable, but now we have a full expression. So whenever you have a full expression, alright, if there's that variable in there, you want to make sure that you're always going to get two solutions. On the rare occasion, you may get two solutions and both of them may be the exact same number. Alright, so it really is just one, but that's a very rare occasion. Alright, so here we've got the absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 12. How do you solve this? Alright, so you know you're going to get two solutions, so what you want to do is essentially drop your absolute value bars, and you're going to set your expression inside the absolute value bars. Set the expression, which in this case is x plus 3, and that's inside the absolute value bars. Equal to positive 12 and negative 12. So whatever this number is equal to, or it could be an expression, you want to make it set equal to that exact number and the opposite of that number. So you're going to actually have two different problems to solve here. And if you solve two different problems, you're going to get two different numbers. Alright, so we've got x plus 3 is equal to 12. See, I've taken just this expression right here and I set it equal to 12, and then I'm going to do it again and set x plus 3 equal to what? Negative 12. Alright, so I'll make sure I highlight here for consistency. So take that expression inside the absolute value bars, set it equal to that number. Take that same expression and set it to the opposite of that number. So let's solve. Let's do this equation first. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides because I want to isolate x. 3 minus 3 is 0. X equals 12 minus 3 is 9. X equals 9. Subtract 3 from both sides here. 3 minus 3 is 0. X equals negative 12 minus 3 is negative 15. Both of these solutions are your answer. Alright, you should have two solutions. But what do you think we want to do to make sure we're correct? If you said check, alright, you're correct. Alright, since we have two solutions, we want to make sure we check twice. So we're going to check for x equals 9 and also for x equals negative 15. So we're going to go back to our original problem, alright, which is the absolute value of x plus 3 equals 12. So the absolute value of x plus 3 equals 12. And we're going to do that twice. So we want to substitute for x equals 9, we're going to substitute the value of 9 in for x. So we've got 9 plus 3 equals 12. And now we want to evaluate inside the absolute value bars. Absolute value, kind of think, they go along with parentheses. So you want to make sure you're doing the absolute, everything inside the absolute value bars. Alright, so 9 plus 3 is 12. So we have the absolute value of 12 is 12. What's the absolute value of 12? Well, it produces the positive number of 12. And we see 12 equals 12. So far, 9 looks like it's correct. Just because one number works doesn't mean the other one will. Alright, so you want to make sure you check both. Don't just assume the other number is going to be correct. So we're going to plug in negative 15 for x here. So we've got negative 15 plus 3. So the absolute value of negative 15 plus 3 equals 12. Negative 15 plus 3 is negative 12. So the absolute value of negative 12 equals 12. What's the absolute value of negative 12? Positive 12. So 12 equals 12. Alright, so we know we've done it correctly. let's try one more. All right, we'll try one more. We'll go a little bit faster here. So we've got the absolute value of 8 minus 4x is equal to 12. Hey, look, it equals 12 again. That's just a coincidence. So I'm going to take my expression inside the absolute value bars, which is 8 minus 4x, and I'm going to set it equal to 12. And I'm going to take that same expression, 8 minus 4x, and I'm going to set it equal to what? Negative 12. So we're going to solve each equation independently. So I'll subtract 8 from both sides. And we get negative 4x equals 12 minus 8 is 4. Divide both sides by 4, or negative 4, sorry. And x equals negative 1. This canceled and this canceled. Same thing here. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. 8 cancels, so I've got negative 4x equals negative 12 minus 8. So I'm going to take away 8 from negative 12 and get negative 20. Divide by negative 4. And I see x equals negative 20 divided by negative 4. Negative and a negative make a positive, so that gives me positive 5. So I can see x equals negative 1 and x equals negative 5, both parts of my solution. So now, pull out my red pen here, and I'm going to check. So the original problem was the absolute value of 8 minus 4x equals 12. Absolute value of 8 minus 4x equals 12. So plug in the value of x, which is negative 1. So we're going to plug in negative 1 for x here. So we've got 8 minus 4 times negative 1 equals 12. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So 8 plus 4 equals 12. What's 8 plus 4? 12. So the absolute value of 12 equals 12. And we know the absolute value of 12. So the two numbers match. So we know for sure x equals negative 1. Now we have to check to make sure we're correct that x equals 5. So we're going to plug in the value of 5 for x. So we've got 8 minus 4 times 5 equals 12. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. So we see 8 minus 20 equals 12. What's 8 minus 20? Well, that's negative 12. So the absolute value of negative 12 equals 12. And we know the absolute value of negative 12 is positive 12. So we see 12 equals 12. So it's correct. And that is solving an absolute value equation.